Today's Nerdist News is brought to you by Legion on FX. When will Captain Marvel make her first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I'm Amy Vorpahl, and I'm convinced that Jessica Chobot is a silly figment of my imagination. Oh my gosh, Jessica, what's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me, Amy. What's wrong with you?
I asked first. Classic Jessica. All right, let's get into it. Marvel fans put on their detective hats and pulled out their magnifying glasses last week when reports came out that this summer's Ant-Man and the Wasp is currently going through reshoots in Los Angeles. And with Captain Marvel also shooting in LA at the same time, rumors began swirling that we might see a Captain Marvel cameo in the Ant-Man sequel. Though we aren't so sure about these cameo rumors, it does raise the question, when will the long-awaited first appearance of Carol Danvers be in the MCU? Since Captain Marvel and Ant-Man are shooting in close proximity, and they're the next MCU films that come out after Infinity War, it might make logistical sense for her to pop up in Scott Lang's next little adventure. The Ant-Man follow-up is set to have similar heist elements and as many shrink goofs as the first one. However, Danvers is one of the most powerful heroes on Earth, so tonally, we don't see her and Ant-Man having a ton of reasons to interact. It is worth mentioning that while we did see an appearance from the Winter Soldier in an Ant-Man post-credits scene to set up the events of Captain America: Civil War, Captain Marvel is such a big deal for the future of the MCU that we're sure they want her first appearance to have a little more oomph. We're giving this a long shot, 10-1. So, what about Captain Marvel's standalone film? It's set for release a few months before Avengers 4 in 2019. She's going to have a major role in round 2 of the battle with Thanos, and debuting her in her standalone film would give her first appearance more weight than being a hilarious Ant-Man throwaway gag. On the other hand, there were leaked on-set photos of Carol Danvers actor Brie Larson wearing a Kree-colored version of her Captain Marvel suit on set a few weeks ago. If Captain Marvel just started shooting last week and those Kree armor shoot days weren't for Captain Marvel, then what the heck were they for? They could have been pickup shoots for Avengers 4, but she'll reportedly be wearing her trademark red, blue, and gold armor in that film, so these Kree armor shoots could be for something else entirely. Now, Marvel loves to throw in Easter eggs and references to set up future characters in films, and with a character set to be as big a deal to the MCU as Captain Marvel, it's likely we'll be seeing her at some point before her standalone film. We give these odds a respectable 5-1. So that leaves Infinity War. The film is set for release in a little less than a month, and directors the Russo brothers have flat out said multiple times that Captain Marvel won't be in the film. But if that's the case, why did they change their Twitter profile picture to a picture of Captain Marvel last week? Aha, Russo brothers, we've caught you red, blue, and gold-handed.
You're hosting Nerdist News, but you're also hosting me!
Oh, Jessica, come on. Man, I've got to keep giving the people the news. All right, we're back to normal. Thank goshness. It's fair to say that Marvel pulls a liar, liar, pants on fire all the time to avoid spoilers being leaked about their MCU properties. See Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige denying that we'll ever see Spider-Man in the MCU pretty much until the moment he swings on screen in Captain America: Civil War. But what if Captain Marvel is in Infinity War without being in the actual movie? If you want to split hairs, you could say that a post-credits scene in the MCU films aren't technically a part of the actual film, they're teasers for the next movie. So if we see a Captain Marvel cameo in theaters after the credits roll on Infinity War, the Russo brothers wouldn't technically be lying when they say she isn't in the film. Because if there's one thing more confusing than Doctor Strange's pocket dimensions, it's Hollywood logic. So if Captain Marvel appeared in an Infinity War post-credits scene, what would that look like? We could see the surviving Avengers licking their wounds after a Thanos-sized beatdown when former S.H.I.E.L.D. head Nick Fury steps out of the shadows and says, "It's time to activate the Sword Protocol." This would, of course, be followed by a shot of Captain Marvel walking into frame ready to kick some Thanos butt, followed by the text, "Captain Marvel will return," appearing on screen as we all scream until our heads explode. Sword, of course, is the cosmic defense counterpart to S.H.I.E.L.D. that first appeared in Joss Whedon's comic run of Astonishing X-Men, and what better reason to pull a cosmic defense force out of the mothballs than a mad titan with an infinity gauntlet? We give the final odds of an Avengers Infinity War post-credits cameo at a giant man-sized 2-1. But what do you folks think? Will we see Captain Marvel in Infinity War? Are you excited to see Carol Danvers as part of the MCU? And do you think with Captain Marvel entering the fight in Avengers 4 that Thanos is finished? Let's discuss.
Sounds like you're finished. Creepy images!
Oh no, Jessica, that is heckin' gross. You get those images out of here or I'll make sure you never get candy again. It worked. But anyway, let's discuss. And a big thanks to today's sponsor, Legion, which premieres tomorrow, April 3rd at 10 p.m. on FX. Based on the Marvel Comics, the series follows David Haller, who discovered last season that he was not schizophrenic, but had actually been haunted his entire life by the Shadow King, an ancient being of unimaginable power. And guess what? The Shadow King is now out of David's mind and in the world searching for something. Only time and season 2 will tell. For more videos and info, be sure to follow Legion on social media.